Yes, you are welcome to my channel. Once again, we are coming to talk about the one Ghana cedi fuel levy against the E-Levy, which the critics of the one Ghana cedi fuel levy has been talking. That the government of Ghana, the NDC, has removed the E-Levy and has replaced with the one Ghana cedi fuel levy. Let's do some, conversation about this uh, great and interesting topic, and so that we can diffuse our mind from the confusion of the propagandists, which always take advantage of the Ghanaians' mind to abuse our mind, not to focus on the reality on the ground. Now, the introduction of the one Ghana cedi fuel by the government has stirred a conversation across the country, especially in the lights of Ghana's recent history with the much criticized E-Levy that was introduced by the previous NPP governments. However, it is very important for Ghanaians to understand the vast difference in both design and impact of these two policies. Whilst the E-Levy was a regressive tax that punished everyday transaction, including money transfers between market women, students, pensioners, and the unemployed. The one Ghana cedi fuel levy, on the other hand, is a targeted consumption-based intervention with minimal impacts on the most vulnerable segments of our society. That is one thing we must understand. That is the truth. Let's look at the e-levy tax. A tax without compassion is a wicked tax. It's a tax that is that it didn't consider the poor. It's a tax that punish everybody, as I said earlier. When the MPP governments introduced the electronic transaction levy, called the e-levy, it became immediately clear that the policy was financially and morally flawed. Yes, it was morally and financially flawed. It taxed the digital lifeline of the poor. More money transfers, often used by rural families, market traders, head porters, and struggling parents to support one another across regions. The imposition of the e-levy sparked a national outcry. Even Dr. Baumia, the then vice president and the NPP flag bearer, struggled to defend a policy so fundamentally in conflict with his own digital inclusion agenda. This man went to the radio station to say that he will never tax mobile money because it is the poor that normally. How can it tax mobile money when the poor are transferring 1 cedi, 2 cedi, 5 cedis, 10 cedi? That would be wicked. Only for Kenneth Ofori-Atta to introduce a bill in parliament that he wants to tax mobile money, which was a contrast conflict on Dr. Baumia's own digital inclusion policy. Now, it ultimately contributed to the MPP's electoral defeats in 2024 as Ghanaians rejected the policy that burdened the poor whilst benefiting the elites. What of the one Ghana cedi fuel levy? Let's look at it. I can say that this is a justified and equitable approach. In stark contrast, the one Ghana cedi levy is equitable and pragmatic. It is a structured, a pay-per-use format, meaning only those who purchase fuel directly, such as commercial drivers, private car owners, transport operators, and logistics companies, are taxed. These groups, by virtue of owning and operating vehicles, do not fall within the economically vulnerable population. The average Ghanaian who does not own a car or commercial vehicle does not directly pay this levy. it is true that the transport fare adjustment may follow fuel price changes, the impact on the poor is indirect and significantly lower than the burden E-Levy that tax even the smallest mobile money transfer. Moreover, the 1 Ghana cedi fuel levy has been carefully timed to coincide with gains in the exchange rates of the cedi, ensuring that fuel prices remain stable in the immediate pricing window. A smart and a compassionate decision carried out by the government. Can you counteract this? No. The moral and economic responsibility of the 1 Ghana cedi fuel levy is not only more just, it is also economically strategic. Unlike the ESLA revenue that were misused and mortgaged by the MPP, this levy is part of a clear targeted agenda to pay off energy sector debts, secure reliable and sustainable power supply, support growth in key economic sectors, and avoid a drastic electricity tariff hike of about 68%. This approach respects the fiscal dignity of the poor while empowering the productive sectors of the economy that benefit from stable energy and infrastructure. In conclusion, therefore, a tax for national stability, not for personal gain, is what the 1 Ghana cedi fuel levy is all about. The 1 Ghana cedi fuel levy reflects responsible leadership and a commitment to national development. It is not a blanket unfair tax like the E-Levy, which hurts the very people it claimed to help. Let us not be misled by those who introduced the heartless policy in the past and now seek to weaponize public sentiments for political gains. Ghanaians deserve policies that are intelligent, compassionate, and purposeful. And that is exactly what the 1 Ghana cedi fuel levy represents. God bless you, and God bless our homeland Ghana, and make our nation great and strong.